My name is Stuart Allardyce and I'm the Director of Stop It Now Scotland and the Vice Chair of NOTA. And what I'd like to talk about today is moving your practice online. How do we use video conferencing as a way of doing work with our clients? I'm not talking here as an expert, but I manage a small team based in Edinburgh. We work with people who committed online offences, and we work with individuals who present a risk to children in some way but can't access statutory supports for whatever reason. And over the last 8 weeks or so, we've moved most of our practice online. That's direct work, and we're also looking at video conferencing for group work as well. It's not been possible with all clients. We can't assume that everyone has access to Wi-Fi or relevant technologies, but we've been able to do it with most of our clients. And I want to share some of our experiences about what's worked well and what's perhaps worked not so well. When we made a decision to use video conferencing in our direct work, there was some debate within my team about whether that was a good thing or a bad thing. I think in hindsight that's too polarising a debate. And I think we need to recognise that using video conferencing, it's a platform for having contact with clients. It's good for some things and not so good for others. But there are things that we can do that can improve the client's experience of direct work using these kind of platforms. And we perhaps need to kind of foreground that. Now, the kind of things that I think can improve the effectiveness of these platforms in terms of a direct work include the importance of reinforcing boundaries and ground rules at the start of the work. That can mean lots of different things. It can mean making sure that we're speaking with clients about what happens if technology fails, asking clients to make sure that devices that they're using are charged up before we have contact. It also, I think, involves reinforcing some things around confidentiality. We need to make sure that clients have a private space to be able to do the work, that we have some kind of agreement about what we're going to do if they're interrupted and somebody walks into the room. I think also one of the things that we're learning about this is that although we can sometimes be anxious about there being a lack of therapeutic rapport when we speak to clients through video conferencing, actually clients can often be more therapeutically available than they are when they come into our office. And I think one of the reasons for that is because people are speaking from their own personal space, from their own home. But I think it means that we need to be all the more clear about what our responsibilities are about information sharing, if people share information about risk in relation to themselves or to others in some way. And of course, we also need to make sure that everything that we're doing is compliant with GDPR, that we have explicit consent from clients, that we're not videoing clients without their explicit consent. If we're doing group work online, that we're making sure that privacy information is being withheld from other members of the group and so forth. So clearly our work needs to be GDPR compliant. The work online, I think we're learning as a team, can be quite intense. Typically, we would usually have sessions that are an hour or 90 minutes with clients. I think often shorter sessions, perhaps a higher level of frequency of sessions can be quite effective with clients. But we also need to be very clear with clients about what the agenda is, what we're going to be discussing, what the length of the session will be, and also working collaboratively in relation to what the agenda is going to be. The last thing that I think we're learning in all of this is that we need to think carefully about our own privacy and self-care in this work. If we're video conferencing from home rather than from an office, as we have to do in the kind of current circumstances, we need to make sure that we have a neutral background behind us. We need to make sure that we have privacy to be able to do the work and that we won't be interrupted in some way. Certainly, most of my colleagues in my team are using headsets to kind of help with privacy here. And also, I think we need to pay attention to self-care. It can be an intense experience working with clients online. And normally when we work in an office, we've got that period of time when we return home, driving home or taking public transport or what have you, which is just a kind of time where we can process things and begin to kind of unpack the work and our experiences of the day. We no longer have that, so I think it's really important that we use supervision, it's really important that we use peer support, and really important that we look after ourselves in this work. So we're on a learning curve about how we use video conferencing and similar platforms for engaging with clients, but I think they can be really effective. And hopefully this messaging today is helpful for other members of NOTA. Thank you.